Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. The United States is developing a bank-to-bank digital currency. So what should we expect and how should we prepare for the reality of the digital dollar according to U.S. Treasury officials, as well as the need for CBDC and the Fed's plans to issue CBDC? Meanwhile, Walmart and Target have been experiencing an increase in shrinkage, which is theft of their in-store stock, which is impacting their profit margins, leading to huge updates that will change shopping forever and cost customers more money. While these major retailers are steadily working to drive more traffic and sales to their sites with the uptick in digital shopping, taking notes from Meta and Google. And this implementation of new technology will come at a great cost. And the quest for potentially improved profit margins for retailers may mean two things for the future of workers and employees on staff that they really should prepare for. Software company NVIDIA believes it has solutions to help with retail shrinkage. Similar to the precogs in the movie Minority Report starring Tom Cruise, new technology is in the works for stores like Walmart and Target that will include computer vision-enabled cameras and analytics that can spot and prevent theft before it even happens. Now, folks, in this video, we will take a deep dive into all these changes that are occurring and also analyze the ways that they will have an impact on our lives, our jobs, and our money. Plus so much more. So please give this video a boost so others can receive this message and have access to the truth by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Click the bell and activate all notifications so you don't miss any of this valuable information. My commitment to you is to bring you important updates and breaking new information on topics including but not limited to the economy, the 2023 recession, the Fed, inflation rates, savings, credit cards, and getting out of credit card debt, increasing income, starting small businesses for beginners, real estate investing, the housing market, the future of world currency, investing for beginners, CBDC, crypto, and so much more. Crypto coins and tokens like Bitcoin, but also XRP, Ripple, Shiba Inu, Stellar, XLM, and Dogecoin. And speaking of Dogecoin, Tesla stock is another huge concern from many with big interest in the future of the electric car company. Tesla's stock price valuation and how Elon Musk and Twitter could play a role in the rise or fall of Tesla as a car manufacturer. Plus, Mullen Automotive stock in the used car market as a whole too, as well as investing in precious metals like silver and gold, which have been triggered by a variety of events that have occurred recently in our economy and global impacts from around the world, leading to massive amounts of layoffs and layoff announcements here at home in the US. Folks, like this one here, where we see how Bank of America was on the brink of collapse before receiving a $45 billion government bailout and now seeing a huge spike in revenues ever since.
But Bank of America's rise to success has been anything but smooth sailing. The 2008 financial crisis pushed the bank to the brink of collapse. It was a loss so catastrophic that it required a $45 billion bailout from the U.S. Treasury.
Bank of America was one reason why much of the investing public and consumers and government lost faith and trust in banking. If the government did not intervene for Bank of America and the other banks, Bank of America would have failed.
Fast forward to today, Bank of America is thriving despite concerns over inflation and threats of a possible recession. The bank reported a net income of $31.9 billion in 2021. compared to just $4 billion in 2008.
Folks, we will be discussing this in detail very, very soon. And lots of people have been asking for and requesting more information on PNC Bank and an in-depth PNC Bank review and how to prepare for CBDC. Oh, folks, and I need to bring you an update on CCDB as well, which is of growing concern and is picking up steam in Congress. Not to mention passive income ideas, passive income strategies, and building businesses for beginners, as well as YouTube channel monetization and creation, and UGC, which is user-generated content that can transform a few minutes a day into a few $1,000s a month. So if you want to know more, please drop a comment so I know that you're interested. And if there is enough interest, I will be sure to make those videos for you all. And you all know I don't like to do long intros, so let's get right into these important and urgent updates. So Bank of America has recently stated that the U.S. economy is clearly overheating, and particularly the labor market, as robust wage growth shows few signs of easing. The mega giant bank sees the Fed eventually hiking the benchmark rate to 5.25% or 5.25%, up from its previous prediction for around 4.75 to 5% last month. And the bank release notes that included the following information. If the Fed wants to get labor cost inflation under control in a timely manner, we think it needs to engineer about a 2% rise in the unemployment rate. And we can't rule out additional shock to the energy market due to additional supply disruptions. And we must avoid confidence shocks and reduce our vulnerability and avoid consequences similar to what other countries like Europe may experience. For instance, if the war in Ukraine escalates, then Europe would be quite vulnerable to a colder than normal winter. So we can expect to see a rise in unemployment, and the rise in unemployment will not discriminate, folks. Although employees have experienced a large jump in the increase of their pay, and many Americans have reached high income earner status of well into these six figures, the lower paid, blue collar, working class poor, minimum wage earners will potentially get wiped out by this crashing wave of unemployment created by the Fed doing a cannonball dive into the deep end of the pool. So the U.S. Sun reports, be alert, major Walmart, Target, and Amazon changes are impacting how you shop. And according to the headlines, you shouldn't trust it. And a huge Walmart update that was just rolled out will change shopping forever and cost customers more money in the company's push in their green, renewable, and sustainability initiative. Walmart shoppers across 187 stores across the United States will no longer have the option of paper or plastic bags. The store giant have banned single-use bags as they try to become a more sustainable business. And these changes took effect starting at the beginning of this year, 2023. Customers affected by this change will now have to bring their own bags or purchase reusable bags from Walmart stores for up to almost $4 a piece, depending on the size. Now, a spokesperson for Walmart said, eliminating single-use bags is part of our commitment to achieve zero waste across our operations. And the company wants to ultimately shift gradually toward a circular economy built on advancing reuse, refill, and recycle habits. Folks, Walmart has shared a list of actions that they are working on to achieve a zero plastic waste, and one of the items on the list includes reducing operational waste. So this is not just limited to plastic, okay, folks? And I hope you all know what that means. So it's no secret that searching for products online has rapidly increased since the start of the pandemic in 2020. And in order to drive more traffic and sales to retailer sites like Walmart and Target, these retailers are taking notes from Meta and Google. The same Meta that saw layoffs of Facebook employees and is continuing to cut costs by cutting headcounts. And Google has plans to start 2023 with mass layoffs as well. And this goes well beyond embedded cookies and online tracking and advertising retargeting. Nope. This is focused more on the in-store shopping and employment experience, the reduction of loss, improvement of sustainability, and the perception of a lowered carbon footprint, and driving the change of shopping evolution where consumers are trained, conditioned, and limited to online shopping as a primary option and soon possibly the only option. So, according to the Motley Fool, Walmart and Target have a big problem. In recent months, the big box retailers have been complaining about an increase in shrinkage, which is a retail industry term for when in-store stock is lower than what's accounted for in the books. So in other words, people are walking out of the stores with unpaid inventory, and it is increasingly on the rise. Estimates released from data calculated by the online e-commerce platform builder Shopify totaled about $61 billion a year is what is being lost in the retail space, and that figure is steadily increasing, citing inflationary pressure on consumers as a contributing factor. So during the third quarter of 2022 earnings calls and post-earning interviews, Walmart, Target, and other retail executives explained how big a problem shrinkage has become. Target specifically said theft had an estimated $400 million impact on gross profit margin of merchandise sold through the first 9 months of 2022. Target is huge and sells billions of dollars in merchandise every year, but retailer profit margins are already thin. Low to mid-single digit operating profit margins are about the average. So $400 million is a big deal when it's a full 2% of total gross profit year to date. And for the full year of 2022, Target expects total shrinkage to rise to to an estimated $600 million. And so what's most notable in this figure is that e-commerce accounts for upwards of 20% of Target's sales. Now, these days where shrinkage likely isn't as big a problem online, while Walmart similarly said it thinks it's losing about 2 to 3% of its merchandise value to the theft that this past year and that Walmart has seen in stores, and is putting in measures like locking up more products behind glass and will probably raise prices to counter their losses. But this is only the beginning, folks. Plain and simple, retailers like Walmart and Target are going to begin reducing their risk levels and lowering vulnerability. And unfortunately, there will be many who suffer as a result. Think less stores, think less employees, less jobs, and increased pain to set in and hit the lower income, working class poor in those blue vests and red polo t-shirts. So now may be a good time to prepare and reevaluate your strength and viability in the jobs market and find multiple ways to protect and secure the future of your income, because this is happening, y'all. And if you fail to plan, prepare, and execute now, it will be even increasingly more difficult in the future with the changes and shifts happening in our current markets. So while the world was busy watching the collapse of crypto exchange FTX, the U.S. Federal Reserve System made an important move. Just last year in November, a senior official from the New York Federal Reserve was recorded speaking at the Singapore FinTech Festival and made a surprising announcement to the audience, revealing that for the past several months at the time, the New York Fed had been developing a wholesale central bank digital currency, or CBDC, designed to speed up transfers between banks around the world. And in a subsequent white paper on the project named Project Cedar, the New York Fed explained that it has already completed stage 1 of testing and proved that international currency transactions can be done both quickly and safely through the blockchain. And the goal of the new network is to reduce settlement risks in cross-border cross-currency transactions. The underlying message? Well, we see what the world is doing on CBDCs, and the United States is not going to be left behind. And with the likelihood that 2023 will witness the realization of global recession, the need to improve delivery of money to citizens is a top priority for policymakers. Also, the FTX crypto debacle is just the latest and largest in a string of prominent crypto failures. Finance ministries and legislatures around the world are trying to figure out rules that can help rein in the worst actors in the field. But while regulators get to work, central bankers don't want to sit on the sidelines. Cryptocurrencies and stablecoins are being used all over the world. India, for example, is currently at about 10% usage in relation to their total population, now owning and planning to invest in cryptocurrency. Here in the United States, it is closer to 13%. Central bankers are concerned about losing monetary sovereignty and becoming blind to what is happening inside their own economies. So they see a central bank digital currency as a way to evolve and compete in the changing landscape. Changing landscape. What an understatement. Now it has been reported that at this time, the Treasury Department's top official for financial markets and stability expressed little urgency over the federal government's need to prepare for the potential launch of a digital US dollar. And the regulators need to examine whether a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, would actually improve the speed or cost of real-time interbank payments, which the Federal Reserve is aiming to introduce this year. And so, according to Bloomberg and a U.S. Treasury Undersecretary, the need for CBDC currently just doesn't exist at the moment. And it has been stated that the Fed won't issue CBDC without clear Congress executive support. So it looks like we have some time before this massive change in the way we look at money, finances, and currency does a complete 180 and changes our lives as we know it. But we mustn't ignore the facts. There are growing concerns and forces at work that threaten our financial stability and sustainability, way of life, and ability to earn a paycheck so we can first pay for life's basic necessities, and from there hope to save and invest and build wealth and growth, travel, live, laugh, and enjoy life at the very least. But folks, these accomplishments won't just happen on their own. We have to go out there every day and go get it. So if you're already on your path to financial wealth and increased growth and success, excellent. Keep it up. Keep up the good work and do not stop now. But if you're not and you're saying, Kevin, I want to get started, I want to know how to begin. I want to take charge and take control of my income and my finances, my life and my future. Well, folks, please contact me. My information is below. And especially if you're interested in low effort and low energy, lazy, passive income building side hustles that can be done simply and easily with the skills and tools that you already have, that you're probably watching this video on now or have sitting in your pocket or on a desk or table somewhere being wirelessly charged. Folks, you can do better. You can succeed. You can build wealth, but you have to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Now, that is my motivation for you. Do not sit by and watch 2023 evolve and unfold while you are idly being left behind and ultimately securing your spot in line to be wiped out by the financial changes that are occurring. Make something happen. And if you need help, then folks, there's no shame in asking for it. Folks, thank you so much for taking the time to spend with me today and watch this video. I really do appreciate it. I know your time is valuable and I don't want to waste it. And I only want to provide you with knowledge, information, experience, wisdom, and value. In return, all I ask is that if you find this information helpful and educational, that you give this video a like and share it with someone else, and perhaps it can help them too. So until next time, folks, remember now is the time to take control of your life or else somebody else will. And if you don't master the change, then the change will end up mastering you. You guys take care and be safe. I'll see you on the next one.